Welcome back to the show. I'm Jack Enormous, and this is an illuminated JPEG that I have invited into my home.
Can you just say my name? It's not that hard.
Today, we're reviewing Plawres Sanshiro, a show about wrestling action figures. It got overlooked, mostly because it was about wrestling. You know, during the same time Kinnikuman was airing.
You could say that this is the prototype for a certain series Sunrise is fond of, even though most of them are bad to mediocre.
Speaking of Gundam,
except this time I'm a wonderfuck!
Plawres actually might be in the running with G Gundam for the most over-the-top stereotypes of other nations that I've seen in anime.
What, are you telling me that you didn't like the representative from India, Indra Madara, and his Plaw wrestler, the Yoga?
He's definitely up there with my boy, Senor Calderon, and his Matador.
Or how about the Green Beret who fought in the Vietnam War, Colonel Tiger?
You don't know how much I just want to spoil the show in its entirety, because it is wacky.
It's also really horny at times. Uncomfortably horny. I know this was the 80s, but hot damn.
I would complain about Misty going from a sleeveless V-neck jumpsuit with stirrups to a varsity jacket and aerobic tights, but I'm perfectly fine with it.
Anywho, Plawres Sanshiro follows Sugata Sanshiro and his friends Kyoko, Shota, Tetsuya, and Shinji as they try to make their Plaw wrestler, Juomaru, stronger. Things get out of hand when Sanshiro begins to follow in his father's footsteps, furthering Plaw wrestler technology and gaining the ire of a mysterious organization. The same organization that had his father killed.
Something about that sounded familiar. I can't quite place my finger on it. Oh well.
Unlike most anime, the supporting cast all brings something to the table. Kyoko beats up Sanshiro regularly in judo practice, Shota is an informant, Tetsuya is a mechanical prodigy, and Shinji is the team's programmer.
I debate you on Shota being useful, but we have our funniest scene in the show because of him, so I'll let it slide.
Is it the one where he gets thrown into a wall so hard that he shits himself?
No.
Is it the worst subtitles I've ever seen in an anime?
Nope.
Oh, is it the one where he almost gets killed by the poorly animated lion?
Yeah, that's the one.
I need more bad animation lions in my life.
Sanshiro eventually becomes the target of one Sheila Misty, who secretly organizes battles between Sanshiro and some of the world's strongest Plaw wrestlers. She does this in order to get him to quit Plaw wrestling, but winds up forcing him to get stronger as the competition ramps up.
Instead of having the main protagonist be really good at what the series is about, Sanshiro loses several matches throughout the show. Outside of having a good grasp of the controls, Sanshiro is actually bad at Plaw wrestling. He almost lost a few matches because he made tweaks to Juomaru prior.
One of his rivals, Gengo Kurosaki, has a decent win-loss ratio against him all throughout the show.
A shame Narita couldn't win a single match on screen. The show just continues to kick this man while he's down.
You gotta feel bad for him after a certain point.
I would've if he'd shut up about fighting-type modelers.
Oh yeah, this show tries to establish the difference between people who Plaw wrestle competitively and those who do it as a hobby, like there was some sort of real-life comparison. That's weird.
The show, for the most part, has a villain of the week format,
Which was the style at the time.
but eventually the plot picks up as Sanshiro makes his way to America. Upon leaving the airport, he is immediately attacked by a rampaging semi-truck. In the same episode, Sanshiro is challenged to a duel out in the desert. Upon arriving, he's immediately attacked by an Apache helicopter and its Native American-themed Plaw wrestler.
I think one of my favorite things in this show is how they vilify America as being this lawless bastion of sociopaths and surprisingly chill people. Just for comparison, you have Crazy Roger and Bill Thomas.
Okay, America is number one.
The reason Sanshiro has to visit America is to see Dr. Warmer, his benefactor, to help him develop the new biochip technology, but while he's there, not a day goes by that there isn't an attempt on his life.
Without going further into Spoiler Town, this show actually has an ending. Unlike the previous shows we've reviewed, I cannot understate how much Plawres Sanshiro surprised me. For a 40-year-old show about action figures wrestling, it puts most modern series to shame.
It was truly ahead of its time. No, seriously, there's a joke about there being 10 Star Wars movies in it.
Speaking of time, we're running out. Plawres Sanshiro is good. If the new Build Fighter show left you wanting more, Do we have a pick for you?
It's definitely better than Build Fighters Try.
To be honest with you, I roll out of bed and take a dump better than Build Fighters Try.
Good night, everybody.
さあ正解です。サイは投げられちまった。もっと飛ばせ。早くしねえと。